Good people, welcome back. From our recordings or from our learning, we have been talking about if statements, and we've been able to cover the if else, and if else statements. So right now, I just want us to cover something small on exactly. Let's do something on multiple listing its statements. So what does this mean? This means a step whereby we have multiple if statements. So basically we have if statements following each other. We don't have the if else. So basically this looks like a multi-branch if else, but it's not. Look like if else multi-branch, but has different meaning. I hope we are clear on that it looks like if else a multi-branch, but it has a different meaning. Basically we're just having a long list of if else statements, but not like the if else, not the if else type. So I bet we can. Okay, another thing to know about this is that initially when we were talking about the if else, we did say only one executes when it's true, and if everything becomes false, the else statement run. So one thing about the multi-distinct if statement is each statement is distinct. In that it's on its is it distinct? Another thing is more than one branch. We're going to test this with our code in a short while, but I was trying to show the difference between the if else and the distinct and the multiple distinct if. This one we have just multiple if statements. Looks like an if else multi-branch, but it's not. Here each statement is distinct in that it's on its own. Each if statement is on its own. More than one branch can execute. Remember when we were talking about the if else, we did say only one branch executes, which is true, but on this case more than one branch can execute. I hope we can do an example, but I hope the explanation of this is clear. Here we say multiple if statements can run. So let's do one example. We're going to call it example. Okay, let's do an example in a fast one. We will be able to run it as we go along. So we're going to call it distinct. Underscore example. So basically we're going to say, let's have a hard-coded user input. Let's say, let's call it age, which equals 30, right? So our user is 30. So let us do a multi. Let me write here at the top. Multiple distinct so let's say I use an age 6, so we want to run our if statements as usual. So we go to say if age is less than 16. So if I use an age is less than 16, we are going to print So we're going to print enjoy your so that's our first. Since we've said we have multiple tests, it means we're going to now if again. So if age is greater than 15. So if age greater than 15. No. It's not about this. Let's do this first. So age is 15. Then we're going to say print you cannot write if another if age if you're older than 17 you want to say print God our last if. Okay, we can write as many as you want. So if age is greater than, this can be our last one, and then we can see how this works. If you're more than 24, you can say so these are example of multi-if statements. So what happens when you run this? Let's go to where this can run. Our file is called distinct. So with our distinct with multiple distinct, we get multiple outputs because all of these if statements are standalone. They stand on their own. So basically, because your age is 30, it means you're more than 15, you're more than 17, you're more than 24, right? This does not print or does not show the out because the condition is not met. In that this is false. So all the true statements run and shows on the terminal as we've seen. So I hope that's clear on the multiple distinct if statements. I hope that's clear. Another thing I'd like us cover here is something on nested so basically what we mean by nested is we have a branch having other if statements in between in it. So basically what do you mean by this? Including another so we have our if else statement just as usual. If this else this. So basically what we mean is inside this if we having another if we have another if else between it. How does this make sense? Initially we had our own if else statement without this. So when we include this if else inside, it makes it an if it makes it nested. So let's do an example. Okay, we can write here, then we can take it to our file for easy understanding. So we can say use let's say choice. Sorry. So we can have user choice being 2, right? But you can as well take user input. I hope we've been taking user input in our other examples. Let me say number of items is equals to 5. Yeah. So right now we have 2 inputs, one being a choice of the user, and then we have the number of items. So we say if choice, you pick the first choice. So this is our first if statement, right? Choice is equals to 1, right? What happens? I'm going to print let me just say 1. That's no, yeah. So if you pick 1, you will say 1. So then we say, because we have our hard-coded number being 2, let's have the nested if inside here. So user choice, we compare it to 2, right? So if it is 2, we're going to, now if it is 2, what do we want to do? We want to have now a nested if here. So we're going to say if. Now we bring in the second item we had. So number of items is greater than 0 because we have more than 5. Greater than 0. We can have an output. So if it's more than 0, we can print. I hope you seeing how the nested comes in. If it's greater than 0, if the number of items you have is greater than 0, so right, we're going to say the user choice. So basically we're going to say, since you're inside 2, so we are sure that you picked 2 already. So if you already picked 2, that's when this executes. So if you didn't pick 2, this won't execute. Oh, that's clear. So we say your choice is 2. Choice is 2. The number of items is greater than the number of items. We're going to run this in our VS Code and we'll be able to save this. So what if the number of items is not, what of the number of items is greater than 0? So we're going to say else. If that's not true, right? If that's false, what will happen? I'm going to print choice is 2. Is 2 and items greater or equal to 0. Now that's clear. I can remove number just items. Yeah. So that's a nested if. Now that's clear. You've seen how we've been able to have a nested if in our example. It's either 1 or 0. Yeah. So this is our example. Let's run it in our file, then you see what happens. So I'm going to call it a nested if. And I'm going to call it nested HTY. So basically what we just wrote, this is not complete without closing pretty much. So at the top here, did the same thing again. So at the top, we are going to say yes, this is a let's aware the branches. Okay, like this. Then we say Python nested. Yeah. So basically, our choice is true, right? We have the choice being true. That's why this nested if is being executed. So basically, without this, right? If we comment this is what makes our file to be unnested. So we can do a print here of two, right? So if we do that, then we run our file. Sorry, we run our file. You see, we're being shown this true, right? Because our choice here is true, but we haven't used this value. So we're going to use the value in our nested if. So when we comment that, then I'll comment this. That's how our nested if comes in. Then we have the nested statement function. So these are nested if. So this is where the nested if. In that we have if else inside and if else. I hope that's clear on the if else statements, and we have been able to get something on that. We can do more examples on that as we go along. Yeah, and I hope we've been able to cover more on the if else. If that we've been able to cover most of the conditionals. On our next class, we can do something on operators. We'll see what you can do with and, in, or not in our next class. See you then. I just wanted to ensure we've done a good complete. We have finished well on the if else statements. In case you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Happy learning, good people, and let's keep learning Python. Happy coding.